Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek from Old Public Coin talking Arizona women's basketball on Ben's Friends AZ. Thanks for being here today. We're going to talk a little bit about the wrap up of what happened on Thursday night with Arizona taking down UC Riverside in Becky Burke's first official win as a University of Arizona head basketball coach. Congratulations to the team. Lots of interesting things happened at the game, during the game, and good to see it all. Good to see a W for the team. Glad to see several thousand fans there. Still no, the official word is always like, 5,000 or whatever they say, but it felt like 3,000, but that's better than 600. I'm going to keep hearkening back to 2017 when 600 people showed up, and I've got the photos to prove it. So this is a game that saw the UofA up 2 at the end of the first quarter, down 2 at the halftime marker. A game where we only had 4 assists in the first half, and not a happy thing. We end up with 13 assists total, something to keep an eye on as the season goes on. Just kind of keep looking to see how well this team shares the ball. Out of those 13 assists, 8 came from the fifth-year senior Noelani Cornfield. She had one of the single most impressive passes I've seen in years. Getting into the lane, 3 competitors coming at her, and just dumping the perfect pass between their legs down to the forward. I think Francois was the recipient of that pass. And really fun to watch her play. Excited to have her in a Wildcat uniform. She is someone that I think anyone can come to the game and enjoy watching. Offense, defense. I think that she had, in general, the best shot selection again from our guards, who still had some over-penetrating. There were a number of plays from all of them where they got to the wing, and instead of pulling up for a nice little jump shot, which they're all capable of hitting, there was going into traffic with the bigs. And I realize that's a style of game some of them have. Some of them want to get to the free throw line, and we'll see. We'll see how it pays off in the long run. This is a game that saw us at a 23-25 deficit at half, scored 23 points in the fourth quarter, outscoring the competition 23-14, and then we get outscored 20-16 for a final score of 62-59. Very close game at the end. Some nail biting, some missed shots by the other team. A chance for us to kind of salt it away. We had about a 3-second shot clock deficit here going into the last possession, so we would have to shoot the ball one last time, and we do not get a clean look. We get a turnover, and eventually we do get the ball back, and Samaya ices the game at the free throw line. Nice. Nicely done. This is a game where we were down at half. Our rebounding deficit was, 20-12 at the half. And in the second half, rebounding looked a little better at 12-13. Coach pointed out after the game that the rebounding, of course, we had the same rebounds both halves. We shot the ball pretty poorly in the first half, and that leads to oftentimes the opponent getting a few more rebounds than you when you don't shoot the ball well. A lot of missed layups in the first half, especially. I don't know that it's jitters necessarily. I mean, just get your legs under you, get into game shape. I think we continue to see a team that is going to grow and mature, and a team that you play against some of these other schools that are really the same size as us. Like when you're playing the UC Riverside, we may have like the more prestigious school, so to speak, but a lot of our players are not as big as I think we're going to see once we get into Big 12 play. This was a team that lined up kind of eye to eye pretty good for us, and interesting to see coaches' choices. And I think once again I have faith in the coaching staff, seeing what they're doing. Coach seems to definitely want to get the ball to the bigs, establish some of that. A lot of faith in the freshman Denia Trammell getting the ball either in the post or from the top, and she ended up being, I think, 5 for 5 on the game. And then your other big forward, Francois, she had a good game again with just a very nice, well-rounded game. We'll get to some of those stats here in just a minute. But it looks like Coach wants to try to get some inside-outside action, get to the rim, be aggressive. One of the things that happened in this game is that Arizona saw the zone for the first time. The other two teams we played in our exhibition games played mostly man-to-man or all man-to-man. And honestly, I thought we moved the ball pretty well against the zone. Obviously, the second half, the team responded well to whatever the coaches were preaching to them. But you may recall what a zone looked like with Arizona teams in the past couple of years. I really prefer whatever we were seeing last night, for this game. We really saw pretty good ball movement all around. All right, let's see what else happened in this game. Of course, the rebounding edge ended up not being pretty at the end of it, but the other thing that's kind of a problem here is our assist-to-turnover ratio is negative. So we had 16 turnovers and 13 assists. Got to keep getting that assist number up. We forced 23 turnovers. I will say, and when it came to the turnover ratio, we had 16, they had 23. It really felt like we turned them over pretty good. Active hands, active feet. And by the way, that team ran what I thought was a very complicated offense. And I thought we held up pretty good, all things considered. The first half, you see Riverside got a lot of pretty good looks on some of their crossing action across the top. They got some kind of easy layups, and I think coaches addressed that, and the team responded well. A lot of moving parts to that offense. Once again, playing against a team that has players that have probably played together for several years versus a couple months. So good on them. Our 16 turnovers, it felt like we had at least half of them that were just kind of unforced errors, some freshman errors, some bad passes, taking the ball into too many players and getting charges, that type of stuff. But a lot of that stuff I think will get cleaned up. I have no doubt. I know the coaching staff will be big on getting that cleaned up. They've made it very clear that they plan on cleaning a lot of things up, and we'll look forward to seeing what the product looks like here. All right, so we had pretty good post play, pretty good guard play all around. Coming away with a win, which is good. Talk a little bit about some of the specific players and how they did. Trammell, forward, freshman, 5 for 5 from the floor. A rebound, 3 of 5 at the free throw line. All around a really nice game. Cornfield, 5 for 8 from the field, made the best decisions when it comes to the guard play. She likes to get to the rim, but she also would pull up and hit the 12-footer. You take what the defense gives you. I saw Cameron Kitchen do that with one shot where she was on the elbow and she went ahead and just pulled up, and it was a nice look. That was, I think, her one bucket for the game. Also, I'm still impressed by her overall passing ability, her court vision. She was, I think, kind of sold to us as a shooting guard, and she has not been anywhere near as aggressive. I thought I was going to see out of here what we see out of Michaela Purdue. I thought Kitchen was going to be really aggressive, but she's very patient, which I'm glad to see. Some shooters are just going to shoot and take bad shots, but others maybe not so much. So I'm happy to see how she progresses as a true sophomore. Cornfield also with 8 assists. So out of our 13 assists, she had 8 of them. Samaya Sugapong, so 1 for 9 from the floor. I think she did over-penetrate a few times. But 6 for 6 from the free throw line when we needed her. 6 rebounds also. She was, I don't want to say she's the shortest person on the court because technically she's not, but also not one of the biggest kids out there, but she led us in rebounding. And that's just a nose for the ball. She kind of knows. She has a pretty high basketball IQ, and I look forward to seeing her continue to grow at this level. She's a junior. She was transferring from San Diego. All right, what else we got going on? Molly Ladwick started, one of the freshmen. Didn't really affect the game a whole lot. Got good minutes at the beginning of the first half and second half, but mostly just on the defensive end. I'd like to see her get a couple shots in there. It's interesting because I just didn't know what to make of her. She's a true freshman, and I don't know if the jury's out, but she looks like she's got a pretty good head on her shoulders. She looked pretty smart on the court. Didn't seem to look too lost. Was taking instruction at some points from Michaela Purdue. I saw some interaction in the second half, especially where good communication from the team. Like, okay, it's hard to explain just how difficult it is for these kids to just learn all these new systems, all these new plays. At least Ladwig's coming out of high school. It's all new. Purdue coming away from other coaches and other systems. It's like relearning something, which can be even more hard sometimes. Once again, you saw a great game out of Nora Francois. She had some really cool comments after the game last week. Just how her fan base had like not many people, like 40 people show up at the games, 80 people, half of them were the other team, and so anyway, well, she's fun. I mean, her stat line was 4 for 7, 0 for 3 from the free throw line, but she had 5 rebounds, and she continues to be very aggressive and just an all-around nice basketball player. Some interesting things going on. I'm still not sure. I don't know why Frederica Wallace didn't play. Wallace, number 10, she's a senior. She played at, I think, Kansas last year. Let's see if my notes say that. So, but did not play, was suited up. Of course, Welch, number 11, she's still not playing. She was not suited up. She had her sweats on. I got to see her in the first exhibition game. I'm excited to see what she can do. She's a redshirt junior. She played at North Carolina last year. A 5'10 guard, looks super athletic. Gives us a few more inches at a guard position. Let's see here. I haven't really talked about MJ, number 8. She was 1 for 4 from the field with 4 rebounds, a couple of assists. And I think affected the game pretty well on defense. Offensively, I think there was some of that freshman stuff coming out. She was, over penetrating, getting some charges and stuff. But we'll see the decision-making progress as she grows. True freshman, playing on the big stage. It's kind of a big deal, right? So we got to see Blessings, Addie, in number 14. She didn't play much last game. She didn't play much this game. She played a little bit in the first half. I don't think she got it in the second half. And I think I'm not sure exactly what to make. She got an assist, no rebounds, one of our forwards. I'm really excited to see how she progresses. I think she's just raw. That seems to be the takeaway here. My quick takeaway, because very like pushing off and stuff. She got I don't have the extended stats here. I think she picked up 2 fouls in just a few minutes of play. So she's very aggressive, big and athletic, and I'm excited for whatever happens next. But I'm guessing maybe she's just raw. I don't know if Wallace is banged up or not. She did not play. Okay, so unfortunately, I don't know that I'm going to be able to be at the UC Irving game. It's really not the same. You don't have the same ability to really talk about the game if you're not there, if you don't watch the whole thing. By the way, hats off to the refs. I thought it was a good officiated game. No one ever says that. I might as well plug the refs here once. I thought overall it was a well officiated game, which is good because we've had some weird calls already in the exhibition season. Oh, did I forget to talk about Michaela Purdue, who scored 17 points? No. Oh, okay, well, we'll talk about that. So 17 points. One of the things that talking about just trying to have a very productive team, you can beat teams that are kind of similar to you in a one-on-one matchup. You can beat teams even that are maybe a little better than you. But in the long run, you need someone who is a scorer to kind of get you to the next level. You can be competitive and good team and be in the middle of the pack, so to speak. I think you do need to have someone who's like a scorer. She has the scorer mentality. A little bit volume side so far. Coach swears those shots are going to start falling. She was 3 for 9 from the 3-point. She shot 15 shots in total. She was 6 for 15. 2 for 2 at the free throw line. She did have 3 rebounds, no assists. And I can see, I like the mentality. I hope the threes do start falling. It sounds like, like I said, Coach has perfect confidence that they will. And it's good to have a scorer because it really opens up the court for other people. Because I think we do have a couple other shooters out there. I do think our other guards can all hit a 3-ball if teams start cheating on Purdue. I will say also, the other teams, they were doubling down on our forwards, and I would like to see our forwards probably eyes up, be able to pass a little bit better. Early on, small sampling. We'll see what happens. So hopefully we'll get another video up soon with some content talking about either the previews or the post game, after UC Irvine. But until then, bear down. Feel free to leave some comments and share with some friends if you got friends who like Arizona women's basketball. All right, take care.